I think I'm back live, y'all. I'm just waiting on Stella Skye coming on back. 1 second. Oh, is she here? There you go. Okay, yeah, everything sounded fine to me when I replayed it. So, and it's on YouTube, so cool.
All good. Thanks.
Okay, so where were we?
Yeah, my brain is fried.
Yes. Okay, well, my brain too. I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, today. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I had to fit basically my whole week into 3 days because then tomorrow, I mean, not tomorrow. See, Thursday morning, I'm gonna fly out and actually go to Exotica DC. So I haven't even checked. I should drop in the Telegram and see if anybody else is gonna be there.
Okay, so what's your plans for this Exotica?
So this one, I'm not getting a booth. I'm just going by myself, and I will be uh, just walking around networking basically. Because the last one was the first time we got a booth at Exotica,
Mhm.
and we didn't exactly enjoy it. No offense, Exotica, but it was actually harder. We got more networking done when we went in Miami and just walked around versus when we had a booth, because when you have a booth, somebody's always got to be there. So like I'd go out and talk to people for an hour and I'd only get like so far and then have to come back to the booth and like have some water and eat something. It was exhausting.
Mhm.
So definitely better if you're just walking around, and then if you need a break, you can go take a break whenever you want, um, and do that. So I will be there walking around. I will have some Minxxx swag given out. And yeah, see who's there, talk to people, get more business cards. I also love sticker hunting at expos.
Okay.
Because I'll bring stickers and I'll like trade stickers with other girls. And then also there's just like stickers for everything. Like all the companies like Flint's Mints had some cool stickers. And, I think I got some branded scan ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Are you gonna be in Chicago Exotica?
I think so, yeah. I have it on my calendar, and I think I'll just do the same thing because I that one also is big.
So
So,
what's another reason to get a booth or to not get a booth? Like, else was your experience besides just having to be there?
so the other thing was, well, I just never ended up seeing even the whole place. Like just being
Mhm.
able to walk around a little more freely, I was able to see more people. Um, versus being there. Also, for an individual content creator, so I had my booth for the company Minxxx, my company Minxxx, and I would say it's different than if you were a content creator going as a cam girl. If you went like if Chatterbaits had you come out to their booth, you can do
Mhm.
that, or just had your own. A lot of models have their own booth, or they'll have somebody sponsor them. That makes more sense, I think, because there are a lot of fans, like we were saying, and buyers walking around. So for a company that's offering services to models, the models are not necessarily walking around the expo. It's like fans that are walking around the expo. So a
Mhm.
lot of people that stop by would more so be fans sometimes. But there were content creators that were around, but I would say it's more worth our time to be able to go visit the models where they're at, along with the ones walking around, versus hoping they can make it to us or hoping we can make it to them.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense.
yeah. And I just had this conversation with Nikki Huntsman. I had her on the podcast talking about her because we actually met her there. Her booth was right across from ours, so we chit chatted for a good
Mhm.
amount of time. And she's had a lot of experience, and she recommended as a model to have somebody sponsor you to go. That was really the way to go because at the very least, you have a place to be that's in a paid ticket,
Mhm.
and at the most, they might even pay for your hotel and your flight. So it's a whole better deal, I would say. And you still usually have requirements to be there at the booth for a certain amount of
Mhm.
time, but I don't see that being a problem because again, the people walking around that are coming to the booths are gonna be fans most
Mm.
of the time.
So I went with Chatterbait. So I was at their booth.
Yeah,
And I think it's cool. They feed you and stuff. So if you go with My Free Cams or Chatterbait, they have food and stuff for the models and
how was
everything there.
that?
It was a really good
Yeah,
experience. And you're still able to sell all your stuff or go take pictures and, sell
right,
sell your merch. You can stream there. You get to meet other models that you wouldn't normally meet. Y'all are all
yeah.
it's everybody in their own cam zone and everybody has such a different personality,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's really cool because 'cause you'll walk down the Chatterbait booth and there's, like, cute little e-girl, goth girl, leather
Mhm.
daddy, and you go down the line and everybody then you got a BBW girl, and it's like everybody's so different. They have all the different people. They have couples, they have guys, they have
Mhm.
girls, they have non-binary people. They got everybody at the Chatterbait booth.
Yeah. So that was a really good experience. But I definitely want the experience of having my own booth.
Yeah.
It's just battling between Paisley Hayes and Actors Actors.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw I mean, you could do 2 different ones. Paisley Hayes, you could see if you could get a sponsorship and do that, and then if you're gonna do Mattress Actress, I would go through the XBiz route
Mhm.
and see about that, because then that's all creators that would be around you, because basically that's your customer base as well,
Yeah,
client base.
true. Okay, so then fast forward is like how was Minxxx born? And what is
Yeah.
Minxxx for everybody out there?
Minxxx, we our company, it's myself and my co-founder, Jeff, and then, Violet Winter is our digital marketing and, director of digital marketing, and we do web development services for, spicy creators, and we also do sales funnel builds or audits and then help you build and for web development, that can be from anything from just getting your link page on your domain and having that streamlined to as big as building your own member site where you can sell your content. It really just depends where you're at on your journey. It could be a little bit of a bigger page where you have a couple different things. I think one of the best things that we can offer most creators is a place to have customs requests done
Mhm.
so you can have on your website a place where people can fill out a customs form. So for me, tracking customs, OnlyFans is not exactly making that easy. You'd have to make a list and save them in the list. There's no easy way to track who has customs, what it is.
Mhm.
So having somewhere that you could send people to buy that stuff, especially if you're getting requests from people on socials or on Twitter who want customs, it's an easy way to do that. Because one, it's easy for them to make payment instead of trying to figure
Mhm.
out oh, Cash App, whatever. That's all kind of weird. And many ways you can get scammed. And then likewise, you can make it simple where you could have it like a very similar to ManyVids. So you have what you offer and then make it a checkbox. And if you don't offer it, you don't offer it. And it figures out the price and then we hold that money in escrow for 2 weeks, I believe, if I'm firing all my neurons. So if the content is delivered, the payment is delivered, and if the content is not delivered, the payment gets refunded to the person, and it's not a chargeback. So
Okay.
it's not hurting you in that sense or hurting your business in that sense because chargebacks do cost money.
Mhm. Yeah, so I only know of 2 platforms that have that built-in order form, and I feel like it's something that we all sell or customs guys are
Yeah.
always looking for
Yeah,
that.
we get requests, and I don't know offhand what the payout is for customs on many vids, but with our payment processor, we're able to do 90% payout for that.
Okay, yeah, I don't think theirs is 90. Theirs might be 80 or
Yeah, they
it's a
have, like,
higher than
different
video.
percentages for everything, which is why it confuses me.
That's the same with I Want Clips because those are the only 2 places I know that they have the custom orders for 'em, which doesn't make it nice because if it's something like OnlyFans or any of your other fan sites, you're having to sit there and explain it. Well, how it's this price because you get
Yeah.
this, and then if they have questions
Exactly,
versus everything
yeah.
just there for them to fill out makes it a lot easier.
Right, and you're going back and forth, and then when you're going back trying to make the custom, you're, like, going through this long chat of, like, back and forth, that's crazy too. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, it's simple way also can set up, like, an online store if you wanna sell, your lightly used clothing items or such, or if you wanna sell things like your stickers or you have merch, you have T-shirts or something, that can all be incorporated into your own domain. And that is something anybody who's watching this now or later, you can go do right now, which I highly recommend. It's very inexpensive, but go on GoDaddy and buy your domain. So, whatever your handles are that you're most known by, which they should be as the same across all platforms as possible,
Mhm.
buy your domain, maybe buy a couple if you have a couple variations you think you might want, but that way no one can buy it under you and try to extort you for money or sell it back to you.
Mhm.
Or worse, direct your traffic potentially to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Steal your clicks. Heck no. You worked hard for those clicks. So
So you started Minxxx, and then what all does you have a podcast as well?
we have a
Okay.
podcast. So the podcast is information for spicy creators. I just recorded one today. We're hoping I want to get it out before open enrollment is over, but interviewing Jordan Davis, my insurance agent connection, who works specifically with people in the spicy adult content and dancer world, anybody who's a spicy worker, to get coverage. She can get coverage for you all year round, regardless if it's open enrollment or not. But I'm sure it's on people's minds. And she's amazing. I told her this, I just was in my real life being like, oh, thank God for Jordan because I'm traveling to DC and I'm having some health issues. And I was like, I need to get these prescriptions and I'm going to have to order them when I'm in DC. And
Mhm.
thank goodness when she was talking to me, asking me what my needs were, she was like, do you travel? I talked about going to the shows and she goes, okay, so I'm going to make sure that your coverage is good in all states that you're going to, or I think she did nationwide that way when I go to the pharmacy, they'll take my insurance over there. Because if
Mhm.
I had something like when I used to live in California, I had a HMO Kaiser, and I couldn't just go anywhere. I had to go to a Kaiser. Or in California, if I was outside of California, I couldn't use my insurance. So she
Mm.
thought of that. So she's able to curate and find a plan that's perfect for whatever your needs are. So that was awesome. Big lifesaver. Dental, health, optical, which is like cheaper than me doing. I thought I was being cheap. I go get my eyes done for $100 a year, and then I buy $30 frames. And she worked it out that even that's like $130. I would pay $10 a month for my optical, and that would cover glasses and my eye exam. So that's cheaper
Mhm.
than without it. And I thought I was already being cheap, but she saved me $10,
Mhm.
but she still saved me, and I can get, like, designer frames. So that was
Okay.
cool. So yeah, that's that podcast. We interviewed her for health insurance to talk about that. We have other creators on. We had Catherine on of The Only Consultant to talk about taxes. That episode's out. All hoping to be very informational stuff for people to learn from.
Yeah, so where can they watch your podcast at?
Podcast is everywhere. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I don't know where else podcasts go, but it's everywhere podcasts are, and
Mhm.
it's called Money in XXX, Money in Triple X, but you
Oh,
can't say that.
Minxxx. That's what it
Minx!
stands for?
Minx
Okay.
is Money in XXX, yes,
Okay.
because there's money in it. Yeah, clever. That is definitely Jeff's work, my co-founder.
I
He
like that.
likes he likes the clever acronyms and such.
Mhm. Okay, that's
But
a
yeah,
cool.
I thought it worked well. And it's also there is a strip club here in Vegas called Minx, but it's spelled
Mhm.
Minks, but it is my favorite strip club here. I love it. The atmosphere, the vibes, the dancers get to pick their own song for their stage set. So I
Okay.
love that because the girls are always showing off their personality. I'm obsessed with it. Like one of my favorite girls, Sativa, she did like a whole spooky goth cowgirl and she got out and she like did a whole set to a country song and I loved it. I was living for it. So
Mm.
that's cool because you don't get that everywhere in Vegas. A lot of those strip clubs are just like DJ, the whole time, just like
Um,
EDM and rap.
yeah, see, I've only been to strip clubs here in Houston.
Also big, I'm sure.
Mm. Okay, so what are y'all offering right now? Are you doing any specials or how can people find
Yeah.
you?
So you can find us at minxxdigital.com, Minxxx digital.com. Right now we have our course out. It's 8 hours long and it takes you from the very beginning how to make your fan site. We have it for OnlyFans, Fansly, and Loyal fans,
Mhm.
basically setting up your account and then taking you through all the steps from very beginner, what to put in your bio, how to set up your privacy settings, how to chat, how to make money on the site, and then taking you through the whole process. So then how do we use social media? How do we use tube sites? How do we use camming sites to funnel traffic to your OnlyFans so you can get fans? Because it might not be common knowledge, but OnlyFans does not have internal traffic. So people can't search you up um, by just being like, for example, on Loyal Fans, you can search goth girls and you'll get goth girls. No such thing exists on OnlyFans. So people have to really know who you are to find you in the first place. So that's where it gets tricky.
And
So
that's where
we
I feel like the most common mistake where
a
OnlyFans went
100%.
viral, when everyone just thought they can start one in 2020 and it goes like crazy. No one told them you
Right.
actually have to have fans to be on a fan site.
Yeah.
Where are you getting that
And
from?
that misconception, every time I see one of these, like, "This girl become a millionaire overnight," and, like, you are sending the wrong message. That
Mhm.
is like winning the lottery, and unless, you're willing to take that chance and just fail, you know, a billion times out of a billion and one, then you're gonna actually have to put a plan in place like a real business and kind of understand these things on a deeper level. You can't just show up and money will fall out of the sky.
Mhm.
So that's something we also preach. It's our very first words on the course is, just because you have this course doesn't mean you're going to get rich. You do actually have to take these things and put them into practice
Yeah.
in order for them to work. And it takes time. Um, I started a year ago with 0 people on Instagram, and today I was celebrating hitting 20K, but it was a
Mhm.
year of grind.
Yeah. That's good.
It was a year of grind. Um, Mommy's tired. So, but I am proof that it works, and we've also been putting this into practice with other people and seeing that, you know, there's just a little bit of knowledge that people need in order to really succeed. Because yeah, you're right. That's the biggest mistake that I see all the time. Or there's no link from the social media to the OnlyFans. There's no way to get there, or you click on their link, and I'm bombarded with 60 links and 50 of them are to a free site. Like if I came to your Instagram, now I have your Twitter and your Twitch and all these things that don't make you money. And as a person, I'd go for the free stuff first. So now
Mhm.
I've clicked from your Instagram to your Twitter, and now I'm enjoying your Twitter. And now I'm not clicking on that link again until that comes up. So it's very important where you want them to go, the
Mhm.
funnel. I will preach the funnel forever.
Yeah, so, when we talked, I had a lot of different links in mind, and I thought about well, even now I'm about to go switch it up, but at the time I thought about, okay, where do I want to really send people? I don't want to send them back to my Twitter or to social media, so I
Right.
don't have any social medias. I think I just kept, um, like, one cam site, one PSO site, and one clip site.
Yeah.
And then
And the things, yeah, exactly. And I would say like prioritize ones that don't have internal traffic. I think what you that having just like one cam, one phone, and one fan site is great because
mhm,
that way, that kind of if there's somebody, there are different types of fans. Some people like camming sites and don't like fan sites. So
mhm,
that way, there is that something for everybody. But the important thing is all three of those get you paid, and that's prioritize which links to put on my page, the ones that make you money.
mhm. Yeah,
The
for
ones that are gonna make you money, 'cause you know, if you take them back to Twitter, you don't want them to go back to Twitter. You want them to find you on Twitter and then go back to the fan site.
mhm. Exactly.
It's
So,
like a flow chart.
yeah. Um,
Exactly.
so what's something that people don't know about Stella Sky? What's a fun fact?
Let's see. I recently shared a fun fact on another interview, and it was that it won't be the same fun fact. I'll pick a
Okay.
new one. But my other one was that I really like I'm a big nerd with everything, anatomy included. And for me, like the feet are the coolest things on the body. They're just so intricate. And we stand on them all day. They're so fundamental, and I love to work out. So for me, it's like an extension of working out. Like you have to have your feet the right way. Like, your your toes are all crimped together. You're not going to be able to perform well. Let's see. Something that people don't know about me. This is hard right now.
Not in this world. I feel like in this world we all just talk about our love to talk about ourselves.
I yeah, I share stupid little things on my stories all the time. There's stupid things on my stories right now. Something that people might not know about me? I'm a big reader, it's always been a part of my life. I don't know, that's not very exciting, but
Okay, what are you reading? Or what's your
so
last book?
my I used to be very much like a novel type reader, which I did go back and I recently read. It's called Braiding Sweetgrass because I did need a break from what I usually read these days, which usually these days, like this is the one I have on my desk right now, which is they're like usually like informational books or like
Mhm.
ones
What's
to
that
help
one
you
about?
learn. So exactly what to say is really about sales. This is actually I didn't get this for sex work, but I'm just now realizing very applicable. So it's really has to do with your language when you're talking to people and how very small changes in your language can influence how that person reacts and responds to you. So typically I got it for business. So like if you're talking with somebody and you want them to um, go with an idea that you're suggesting, there's a way that you can talk this idea to them that they're more inclined to agree and go with it versus being like, I don't really like that. Let's not go that direction.
Mhm.
Um, Like this one, number 5 says, just imagine, did you know that every decision any human makes is made at least twice? The decision is first made in your mind, hypothetically, before it is ever made in reality.
Oh, that
So,
sounds a lot like this. So this is what I've been on, and I need to finish it,
ooh,
but it's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it just
all
sounds
right.
like that sounds like that would be my kind of
Yeah,
book.
totally. And I like it. This one is not like a thorough book. This is definitely like a easy read where it's all
Okay.
like laid out. So,
Yeah.
like, examples would be like, so say I'm telling you about the course, and I would say, just imagine, Paisley, how things will be in 6 months once you've implemented these sales funnel tactics. So, I'm having you imagine a reality where, oh, I'm changing my sales funnel and using the sales funnel and having success. And
Mhm.
so by envisioning that, okay, now I've made the decision once in my imagination, I'm more likely to make that decision in the future. So if you were using this like in your sales copy on your fan site, you could use imagery or use the word just imagine with imagery. So just imagine I'm doing, whatever's in the video described to
Mm.
you. So they're imagining it. And then you can say, unlock this message to see the real thing. So that is
Now
the way
they've
you could
envisioned
implement
it. Now they
that.
want to spend that money to really
Exactly.
see
So,
it.
yeah,
Mhm.
help, and that's excellent advice, is help people envision, imagine, create the fantasy, before you make the sale. Ask for the sale after the fantasy. And that doesn't apply to everyone, right? I understand, like, fin dom and doming stuff can be extremely different. That is very much sale before fantasy,
Mhm.
tip before you talk to me. So I respect all different types of how you go about your business. That is not my business. What is my business is making sure you get people there on your page to do business with.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to share with the YouTubers tonight? We're going to do a webinar in about a week. We're going to have some more
Yes.
information coming soon
Yeah.
on that.
So delving more into the sales funnel, breaking it
Mm.
down. If people have questions they want to ask, we'll put some stuff on our stories. So, if you have questions about marketing, if you have questions about your sales funnel, about your domain, having your own website, I'll be happy to answer those and kind of talk about that just a little bit more in depth.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for it.
Me too. Yes,
All right. Thanks for coming on here
absolutely.
with me tonight.
It was awesome. Thank you for having me, Paisley, and get a good night rest tonight.
Oh, you too. You too.
Yes. Wishing us both awesome sleep, waking up very well rested.
Oh, I'm accepting it. All right.
Excellent. Well, I will
Bye.
talk to you later. Yes. Bye.
Bye, guys.